They gave away 1 and 2, and now we're over 1,500 across the country.
Segs for Vets began changing lives in 2005 when they gave away their first Segways to 3 veterans who were injured in Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Cannot do enough. When these men and women come back and they've lost, we've got triple amputees, quadruple amputees. Some folks don't actually lose limbs, but they may be burnt. They may have, had severe damage to their bone structure, and anything that impairs their mobility. Then, when we can give them something that helps in the way of a Segway, we owe them that.
Jerry Kerr started the program after he broke his neck in a diving accident and became permanently disabled with a spinal cord injury. He decided to live an active life as possible and research the newest technology.
The difference between the Segway was that it actually reacted to the human body and its movement rather than the body having to react to it.
A Segway versus a wheelchair is about more than just the physical limitations. Using a Segway allows riders to stand tall.
When you're in a wheelchair, people look right over the top of you.
And has a psychological impact.
If I'm going across the mall in Washington, D.C. in a wheelchair, I have never had someone come up to me and say, boy, that is cool. As a matter of fact, children don't approach me. People look away from me. But if I'm on a Segway, a child will say, man, that's cool, or I wish I had one of those. They never say that about a wheelchair. Never, ever say that about a wheelchair.
While veterans who have prosthetic limbs are able to walk, the action can be difficult and painful.
If somebody has 2 prosthetic legs and they have pants on, you can't tell they're disabled. And once they stand on a Segway, they don't look disabled at all. Or perhaps they have a burn injury, or they have scarred lungs, they have COPD, or any host of different kinds of challenges that face the individual. Once they stand up on a Segway, those disabilities almost virtually disappear.
The ability to move around with less pain can be the difference between a life at home or out in the community.
Many of our recipients are using the Segways to go back to school, to go to the park with their children, to go shopping with their spouses, to go pick their kids up from school and walk home. I mean, this changes. It's a game changer because you can't get in a wheelchair and do the same thing.
And onto a journey to a greater life.
Our objective in life is for our recipients to live a more independent life, as independent as they can possibly be, but also to find a purpose, to not just stay at home and collect something from the government, to find a purpose and ultimately live a joyful life.